Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your five senses work and hope your health and strength is good. It's Friday and it's raining. On the West Coast, that is. Listen to this. Got a nice. Still talking about this Activision Blizzard deal. Listen to this. It says here, Google and Nvidia are concerned over Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition. Says more hurdles for Microsoft acquisition. It's been an entire year since Microsoft announced its plan to acquire Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. Much has changed then, and Microsoft's most ambitious acquisition has been subject to scrutiny from regulators like the FTC and the CMA. Last month, the FTC sues Microsoft over the ongoing acquisition, but the tech giant was not ready to back down. Exactly. Don't back down. Sony has been the most significant rival to Microsoft, but a recent report claimed that Nvidia and Google have also joined Sony in opposing the deal. According to the Bloomberg, Google and Nvidia have expressed concern over Microsoft's latest merger. Google has also opposed the merger previously. The tech company seems unhappy with the prospect of an acquisition of this scale. Google has now joined Nvidia and Sony for further opposition. According to Bloomberg, both companies have informed the FTC that this acquisition could give Microsoft an unfair and concerning edge over the competition. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. One source claimed that Nvidia is not necessarily against the merger. Instead, Nvidia might have made a case for broad access to games. Yeah. Stadia. Anyway, it says here, until recently, Google competed directly with Microsoft in the video game streaming market with Google Stadia. However, the service is being discontinued this month. Nvidia is also a competitor with GeForce Now, offering an extensive collection of games for streaming. Previously, Nvidia was on a quest to acquire ARMS in what would be the biggest merger in semiconductor history. However, Nvidia was sued by the FTC and faced opposition from Google and Microsoft. Nvidia was then ultimately forced to back off. Microsoft appears to be facing similar difficulties, but the acquisition has also seen some approvals from countries like Chile, Serbia favor the deal. Remember I told you that these four countries was going to play a role in this? Favor the deal, and more countries are expected to follow suit in coming months. Remember I told you guys that those four countries were going to play a key important role in this? Yeah. Anyway, as major companies continue to express their concern, Microsoft has remained adamant that the deal will bring more games to more people. Last month, Microsoft announced a 10-year commitment to get Call of Duty to Nintendo console. Remember what I said about the Wii U? Okay. Yeah. See, I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, as a part of this push for a broader reach for Activision games, Microsoft has also claimed gaming rival Sony is more focused on regulators. That's true. Yup. Because Sony is a bunch of crybabies. But anyway, then negotiating with Xbox. That statement is true. The former was previously offered a similar 10-year Call of Duty contract to Sony, but the gaming giant have been unable to reach an agreement. And it says, read next, Assassin's Creed Mirage was influenced by fan demand for traditional game. Anyway, yeah, everything I said about this Activision Blizzard deal was true. You got 98% of the shareholders agreeing to the deal. That's one. You got the employees. That's number two. You got 75% of the public. That's number three. And then you got those four countries, Chile, Brazil, Serbia, and Saudi Arabia. all supporting Microsoft on this. I told you that these 4 countries was going to play a key important role in this. Okay, and Microsoft is not backing down. What I said about the Wii U now and Call of Duty now is true. Those Call of Duties that's on the Wii, and since the Wii U is backwards compatible with Wii, those games now should, since it can be played on the Wii U, those games like World at War, Modern Warfare 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops, those games now should be getting a lot of updates. Plus, those Activision games that Activision published, like those Spider-Man games, they're supposed to be getting the GameCube controller, the Wii Pro controller, and the Wii U Pro controller support. So there's supposed to be some updates coming in 2023 for the Wii U. What I was saying to you was true. Those 4 countries are going to play a key important role in this merger. It's not like Microsoft having the shareholders, the 98% of them, that's one, right? Having the employees, that's number 2. Having the public, 75%. Having the public, that's number 3. That's good. But now when you got countries that are governments involved in this, that makes Microsoft argument now even more stronger. Okay? And plus Microsoft got good relations with these countries, so those 4 countries is going to be the key to this. The glue to the whole deal is the employees with the shareholders, right? But those 4 countries, Chile, Brazil, Serbia, and Saudi Arabia, they're going to play a real key important role. If Microsoft never had these 4 countries, they would be in a pickle, a real serious pickle. But once you got 4 countries and their governments, and they're powerful in their own rights, and they have say-so too, once they pitch in, yeah, I knew that these 4 was going to be really important in all this. So Sony now, the article says something about where is it? The article here says about Sony. It says here Microsoft has claimed gaming rival Sony is more focused on regulators. That's true. It means that Sony has no backbone in them. Okay? And Sony ran to the FTC as a way to try to make Microsoft look bad in all this. But the flashlight now is shined on them, because Sony has three shooters that they have. Resistance, Killzone, and SOCOM. Like I told you, people need to ask them, like, what happened to these games? Why are you so more focused on Call of Duty than your own shooters? And Sony ran to the FTC to make it look like Microsoft was the bad guy in all this. No, it's them, because they were blocking games from coming to Xbox. Once Microsoft made the merger, made this deal, it exposes Sony and what they were doing, and then it brought Final Fantasy now to the forefront. Yeah, Microsoft was right for doing this, okay? Because Sony was doing a monopoly on Xbox, where they were blocking games from coming to Xbox, man. And Microsoft exposed this with the Activision Blizzard deal. They can't hide, so they tried to run to the regulators to try to make it look like what Microsoft was doing was bad. No, it was you. Okay? So this those 4 countries, Chile, Serbia, Brazil, and Saudi Arabia, they're going to play a real key important role in this, because once you got countries that's supporting, that makes your argument now even more stronger now. It's stronger now, and Microsoft and the regulators are not backing down from this. So yeah, the FTC is gonna have a and then on top of that, the FTC did not give Microsoft their due process. That's the other issue in all this. So this deal is gonna see it's gonna go. The deal is, to me, the deal is look like it's on its way through because of those 4 countries. Okay, and then the FTC not giving Microsoft their due process. If you know how big that is in court, when you don't give someone their due process, it can come back to haunt you. You know, because you never you didn't follow the steps. Okay, you just rushed to judgment. You thought the FTC thought Sony was the victim. No, Sony was blocking games from Xbox, and Microsoft purchased Activision Blizzard to put an end to that. Okay, yeah. So those 4 countries, man, they are going to play a real key, important role in all this. Like I've been telling you guys from day one, since I've been talking about this. Because one thing about me is this: when I read the articles, I'm showing you what's happening. And once those 4 countries popped up, and I realized that they are countries with authority and power, and they are governments. Yeah, they're gonna play a key important role in this. Okay, so yeah, the FTC got a fight on their hands now with that Nvidia and ARMS deal. Nvidia didn't have any countries. The difference between that and the Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal, Nvidia didn't have any country support like how Xbox does with Chile, Serbia, Brazil, and Saudi Arabia. Okay, they didn't have that type of support in that ARMS deal with when they were trying to make that move in the video card market. They didn't have that support. The difference between that and the Activision Blizzard deal, the Activision Blizzard deal got countries supporting this. The Nvidia ARMS deal don't. And I told you guys this was going to be they were going to play a big role. They were going to play a big role in this because they're countries and they are governments. They're countries, they're governments, and they have power and they have authority. Yeah. So the FTC now got a battle on their hand, and then on top of that, they slipped up not giving Microsoft their due process. Yeah. They rushed to judgment. I guess they thought Sony was the victim in all this. Google now, on the other hand, Google this goes back. The video game market is very competitive, and when Microsoft they came out with Game Pass, Sony, Phil Spencer made a statement saying, Phil Spencer said, Sony and Nintendo is not our competitors. He said Sony and Nintendo is not our competitors. What it means is that Microsoft, meaning the heads up, they looked down the road, they saw what was coming, meaning Google, Amazon. So they built Game Pass and turned the game industry into a subscription service, and beat them to the punch. And Google now was trying to compete with Game Pass, but the problem with the Stadia, they don't have the they didn't have like no leadership or direction on which way they're trying to go. Then on top of that, they didn't come into the industry like how Microsoft did with the original Xbox. That's key. that is key. And then they were trying to offer a service like Game Pass, but like I told people from the very beginning when I was talking about Game Pass, whoever owns that title runs the video game industry. Yeah, Everything is coming to the light. So Microsoft Microsoft did right, and then on top of that, you had when Activision Blizzard was going through their turmoil, Sony and Nintendo never stepped in. When the problems was happening all over the place, Sony nor Nintendo didn't even step in. Like, okay, how can we help you? Like Phil Spencer put it, it's not what they can do for us. It's how can we help you. They didn't step in. So they once everything was out in the open, and they didn't step in, and they didn't make a move, Microsoft was like, really? So you guys don't care about these people, huh? Okay, we'll take care of it. And take care of it, they did. With 68.7 billion, aka 70 billion. So yeah, Microsoft was right for doing this, man. And, the FTC got a fight on their hands because you got countries involved in this. That's the key now. The glue is the shareholders and the employees, right? With the public. But when you got countries involved in this, and they are governments, yeah, and they got power, and they got authority, and they got say so. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time fighting them. You know, you're not just gonna walk in the courtroom and thinking that, oh, this is a slam dunk. You're gonna try to slam dunk against Microsoft. No, they got support. So yeah, yeah, those 4 countries, man, are really important in all this. They're really important, very important, because unlike the Nvidia arms deal, Chile, Serbia, Brazil, and Saudi Arabia never supported Nvidia. Remember that. They supported Microsoft. So yeah, it's a fight, man. It's a fight, but once you got those 4 countries in this situation, man, they are governments. They have power. They have authority. They have say so. See, the FTC, when they did that case against the Nvidia arms deal, Nvidia didn't have any countries supporting them. Remember that. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video with this article. Let me know your thoughts and opinion on this. And Microsoft was right for this, but you know what? The game industry is not gonna stop. The game industry is not gonna stop just because you buy a studio, or you buy a studio. It's gonna keep growing and keep expanding. So yeah, Microsoft was right for doing this. You know, they were right. And I could keep talking about this all day because I understand what's going on here. Those 4 countries were going to play a key role in this, from what I've seen, from all the articles I read on this, all of them. The moment they mentioned those 4 countries, Microsoft has a strong case, and it's going to be tough to beat some governments. When you got governments behind the deal, man, having the shareholders is 1. Having your employees is 2. Having the public, that's number 3. But those 4 countries, man, Chile, Serbia, Brazil, and Saudi Arabia, they are governments. They have power. They have authority. Yeah. It's going to be a fight in that courtroom, man. Yeah. It's going to be a fight. Anyway, leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Dark side. Come on. Peace.